We don't talk enough about the power of winning. You got to fight for life. You got to fight for the life you want. You got to fight and defend, and you got to win.
The reason you become valuable in life is you do something. You achieve something and you get experience doing that. It matters what you do.
I've seen so many people get sucked into their own victories. And because their work ethic's broken, they don't keep working.
You need to decide that my life is not good enough the way it is. And so I am going to control the controllables. I am going to change some things.
There's so many different ways of getting rich.
If you outwork everybody, if you try to be a little smarter than everybody, if you try to be a better salesperson than everybody, if you try to be better prepared than everybody, you've got your best chance.
Making sales is not easy. It's not convenient, but you can become better at it. You can get that relentless mindset. You put that skill set together. You can get those results, but it's not easy.
Ignore and outperform them. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level.
I made a firm decision to turn my life around. And every day I made a new decision to turn my life around again. Every day I trained, I role played, and I educated myself until I got great at the things I liked and even the things I didn't like. I was always the first one to work and the last one to leave. No one beat me there and no one stayed longer than I did.
There's literally no restriction on effort. The only law is 24 hours. Besides that, you can work as hard as you want.
Or it doesn't matter if you fail a couple of times. You're going to fail. Makes you better. Makes you stronger.
You can't just fight. You got to fight and win.
Money is a terrifying thing because it's the one thing in life that everybody gets money. It's the one place where everybody gets it. And now what do I do? And I can lose it now. So it's a terrifying concept, like power. You know, very few of us ever get any kind of influence or power, right? Once you get it, you're like, hey, what do I do with this? Am I going to do the right things with it? And so I think people withhold themselves because we're not educated about money. We don't know where it comes from. We have a lot of misinformation about it. Our parents terrified us. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. Save your money, it'll save you. Right. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to keep it. The worst part that we're all at is I don't know how to invest it. And so I think we're just a bunch of people walking around terrified of money.
And I do think you have to have some level of dream that's bigger than your fear. That's how you can get going, because we're all afraid of something. I think most people are just still sitting and if they want to be a good cook, they're just watching another YouTube video on how to cook. But to be a good cook, you have to eventually get in the kitchen. So you have to get going right now and get going on these things to be able to get there.
What you need hustle.
You need to make goals that are giant. You need to look a little deeper.
Like, how good is your life? And what do I really want?
Invest everything you can in you. It's tax deductible. You never lose it. The person's personal appreciation will always be bigger than any other asset class.
I love that.
Okay. Bitcoin can't match it. Real estate can't match it. My personal asset appreciation it is infinite. So the first thing people should invest money in, even use debt on, is their personal improvement.
Like, what's the one destination you're trying to get to? And when we're driving in our daily lives, no one ever is like, I'm just going to drive and see where I end up. The point is that when you're going somewhere in a car, you're like, of course I want a destination. Then why don't we replicate that in business? And Zuckerberg did. And that's what I do. And that seems to be the thing that works.
You know how many people on the internet want to be the boss?
A lot.
Dude, the boss don't make any money. The investor does. Don't be the boss. Don't be the CEO. There's so much confusion in the marketplace. Be the investor.
Yeah.
Just invest.
Most people sit and they complain like, oh, I don't have this. Like there's a lot of people, I'm not getting paid enough. Well, what are you doing about it? Did you put together a proposal? Did you go look at comparison analysis? Did you go create more revenue so it's obvious that people should pay you more?
Do you have whatever it takes? Because if you're going to be successful, it's not the education, it's not your upbringing. Do you have whatever it takes? When it's tough, when it's hard, when it's scary, will you do whatever it takes to take care of your wife, your kids, ethically, to take care of yourself?
It's a worthy goal. That would be a really fulfilling accomplishment in my life.
So money doesn't bring you happiness.
It's never made me happy. I don't measure happy.
What do you measure?
I measure accomplishments. I measure targets. I measure, who I'm helping, things that I can actually physically measure. The reality is most of us don't dream big. You got the mindset. Are you looking? Are you paying attention? You can do it, bro. You got to give something up. It's not you have to add something. You always have to give something up.
Really?
I've never been able to go from here to there and not give up something. They got me here. If you're going to go from 0 to a millionaire, when you get to a millionaire, if you want to go to the next level, you want to go to 10 million, you will have to give up the millionaire life. That's why I said I got to hold myself accountable to the goal. If I'm going to have to keep reselling myself on this goal. People want to create wealth for themselves. It's not just money, it's people. Not how much money I have. I mean, we all know about the wealthy person that has no friends. He's on a yacht by himself. And that's not wealth, right? It's just a bunch of money and material collections. To me, there's no way to create real wealth by just going inside. You got to go, I got to add people. How do you get people to know who you are? I say almost yes to almost everything.
Why do you say yes to everything?
Because it connects me to another person. I need people to get to know who I am. I'm going to become somebody. I want to contribute more. I don't think about I want to be more happy. I'm not thinking about joy. I'm not thinking about contentment. I'm thinking about action. I want the action. I want the grind. I want the possibility. I want the legacy. I'm trying to figure out how to extend 100 years. How could Grant Cardone still be relevant in 21, 23? Do I want more happiness? Dude, I want more time is what I want. And I want more health.
Would time and health bring you more happiness?
As long as I have people around me that I want to be around. I don't like being around people that don't do stuff. I don't like people that talk about doing something and don't. I don't like being around people that can't pay bills and can't throw in and can't contribute, because I know they can. Most of the people watching right now, everything you have budgeted for in your life, you can pay for. It's the things you didn't budget for, the big dream. But everything else, you got covered. Everything people pay attention to. House note, car note, electric bill, water bill, basics. Everything gets covered. What if you just added a whole bunch of other stuff to the list? What if we were all brought up to say, hey, we're going to cover all this stuff? People would be even more productive.
What would you say are the top 3 ways, the best ways to multiply money then?
Get rid of it. You got to get rid of it. First, you got to make it. I got to collect it. I got to collect some. Then I got to figure out, okay, this pays for this basic living. Everything above that, don't spend any more money. Like the rest of it, if this is $4,000 and I make 7, the entire 3 has got to go into investments.
Every month.
Every single month. At some point, you got to quit being a saver and got to start being an investor. This is what we should have been taught in school, man. This is what we should have been taught as kids. Like, how do I do money? You do it with time. Okay. You don't do it with a job. You're not going to get $823,000 a year at a job. There's no job that's going to hire you and pay you $823 without you having to go back to college and spend time and invest money. Just doesn't work like that.
What do you think people in the middle class are doing that they should shift in their mindset in order to start getting out of that?
Well, you don't borrow money to go to college. Why would you trade 5 or 6 or 7 years of the income? Time is money. So I wouldn't go to college. I would never buy a home. I would never put debt on a home. If I bought a home, I wouldn't put debt on it. And these are nevers for me on the come up.
On the come up, yeah.
On the come up.
Once you have the cash,
Dude, once if you're wealthy and you want to go buy homes and would buy yachts and stuff, we'll do whatever you want to do. But on the come up, you would never spend your income. You would never spend primary income on improving the quality of your life. You would only invest